Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Jeremy's Kitchen. Okay, let me set the scene where I am today. Earlier in the week, I put a poll up on Facebook for my friends to determine which dish they would like me to see cook next. They had a choice between jambalaya or gumbo. The votes have been counted, and the winning dish is jambalaya. And so that's what I'm going to do today. So, how I got to the decision of those two dishes, I saw two amazing videos with Chef Isaac Toups in New Orleans, I believe he's from, making these two dishes. So, I'm going to attempt to make Cajun Jambalaya. Now, just so you guys are aware, I've taken the liberty of prepping all the ingredients that I needed. So let me run down the ingredients that I need for this dish. These are boneless and skinless chicken thighs. I just need to sear these for about 8 minutes on each side. That is canola oil and all-purpose flour, half cup of each. That is going to be used to make what is called a dark roux. That is when you've guys seen me make a roux before, which is with flour and butter. But this time, the canola oil has a high smoking point, which is what I need. And also, a dark roux is where the roux is basically the color of a Hershey milk chocolate bar. And it's going to take a while. Hence the reason I prepped everything in advance. Next, in this bowl is what's called the Trinity. Red bell pepper, celery, and onion. In here, you can clearly see jalapenos, a jalapeno pepper, but there's also 8 garlic cloves, which I've minced. Garlic is very important in Cajun food. This is chicken stock, which I will need. That is Andouille Sausage, which is a Cajun-style sausage. That looks like about 3 cups of arborio rice. And finally, 3 tablespoons of butter and green onion. Okay, so let me put you guys down for a second. Now, before I get started with my chicken, which is the first thing I gotta do, I'm gonna heat up a pan that has a little bit of canola oil in it already. Okay. Right, the heat is on. So now, I'm gonna hit my chicken with some salt. And black pepper. Now we're going to turn each of these around on the other side. And we're going to season the other side as well. Okay. I'll need the salt and pepper for later. So, I'm going to bring my chicken over to my stove. I also want to start to slowly bring over all of my other ingredients that I will need for this first part. I will talk about the dark roux once I'm up to it. So why don't you guys come to me, come back to my stove. I'm gonna turn that up a little bit more. Get that oil hot for my chicken. And I wanna get a plate to hold my chicken once it's done. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Now, as I said, I just want a good sear on this chicken. So what I'm going to do, hit the timer for 8 minutes on both sides, starting now. So, we're going to cook this chicken. Then it will be time to prepare ourselves to make the dark roux. And we'll do all that in just a moment. Okay guys, we are 16 seconds away from giving our chicken our first flip. Okay, so I'd like for all of you to see what it looks like once I do flip it over. 2 seconds. Now, timer set for another 8. Let's flip over this batch of chicken. Okay. Again, we're just looking to sear the chicken right now. It will be cooked the rest of the way with what we're going to do. But again, we're going to sear off the rest of the chicken, and then we will prepare our dark roux. All right, guys, we're back. Our chicken is seared, so take a look. Okay, guys, let me put you guys back down. I'm going to move my chicken over because I won't need that for right now. This is the pot that I'm going to make my jambalaya in. So a little bit better in perspective. There you go. Sorry about that. Okay, this is going to happen eventually. There you are. Good. Okay. So, now, we're going to turn the heat to 2. And we're going to put in a half cup of canola oil. Now, as I said before, when it comes to this roux, we wanted to use canola oil because it has a very high smoking point. And we need to get this oil very hot in order for it to make our dark roux. The reason we need it really hot is because we need that in order to I don't know. I pretty much gave the reason why we need the oil hot. Okay, so we need to get this to start smoking. Now, once it does, that's when we'll add our half cup of flour into it. Hi, beautiful. Anyway, now the reason I'm not using butter is because butter does not have a high smoking point. If we use the butter, it would make our food bitter if we try to make it into a dark roux. So, also, when it comes to making a dark roux, the most important thing you can do when it comes to making this, never walk away. You need to constantly be stirring this until you get it to the color that you want it to be. If you walk away from a roux, you will burn a roux. Which is why I also took the liberty of bringing over all of my ingredients that I will need for this next step over here. I also took the liberty of bringing something to drink. Oh, I needed that. Again, we are now waiting for this pan to the oil to start smoking. Then we will add our half cup of flour. Alright guys, our oil is smoking. We are now ready to add our half cup of flour into our oil. Remember, once you start this, don't walk away from this. Here we go. Alright. The temperature of the burner right now is on a 3. So right now, it's at the stage of it's called a white roux. Keeping it going, it's going to go from white to blonde very quickly. Remember, most importantly is never, ever, ever walk away from a roux. You keep stirring it. And the longer it goes, the hotter it's going to be. Isaac Toots, when he did this, said that when this gets hot, this is like a Cajun napalm. Because it gets really, really hot. So right now, we're just stirring it. The flour has been dissolved in the oil. It is currently, looks like it's at a blonde stage right now. Remember, we want this to be the color of a Hershey chocolate bar. That is how you know it is done. I also took the liberty of using some of the oil that I cooked my chicken in and placing it inside this with the extra canola oil. Okay, he's not kidding. That was hot. That sound, if you hear it in the background, is my television. Excuse me. I currently have the TV on because, again, you don't want to walk away from this. Now, I have it on a low temperature because I'm not sure I feel, because putting it on high temperature, it may take less, but it's very, very risky to burn it. You would burn it at a high temperature. So, I'm going to continue to stir this. And when we're ready, once this gets to the color that I want it, that's when I'll add my Trinity. Alright guys, we're back. And I'm going to try to do this I gotta tell you something. I got splashed a little bit, and he wasn't kidding. This stuff is hot. Isaac Toops wasn't kidding. But I think you guys need to see what this looks like, so I'm going to try to do this as carefully as I can. When we started this was white. Look at it now. Just in case you were wondering, if you saw little burnt bits, that's actually from the chicken oil that I used. Okay, let me put you guys back down here. Okay. Now, this is currently at the color that I like. So, we're now going to add carefully. That took about half an hour, by the way. We're now going to add our Trinity, which is our red bell pepper, our celery, and our onion into this. Now, this is not going to take long. So, carefully. Wow. Oh, there we are. Now I'm going to add some salt to get some of the liquid out of the vegetables. Hey. Wow. Now we want this to be, we want to cook this down until it gets a little some transparency in there. Now again, because the roux was so hot, this should not take too long. Actually, this smells pretty good. Wow. He said, Isaac Toops said on the video, if you could smell this, and it does smell good. God. All right. I want to just keep going a little bit more. After it gets a little more transparent, we're going to add our garlic and our jalapeno pepper. The reason we added those separately is because garlic and jalapeno pepper burn a lot faster than the Trinity. And we're almost there. We're almost there. Ooh. Okay. So now, we're almost ready to put in our garlic and jalapeno. All right, this should only take about a minute. Because, as I said, the garlic and the jalapeno don't take that long, especially when using a roux. Oh, man. Oh, that smells amazing. Okay, now I'm going to get my chicken broth ready to rock and roll. I have two, because one is half empty. It's half empty, and I'm going to use the other one as well. Okay. Look at that. Amazing. Okay. There you go. Okay, now we're gonna hit this with some more salt. And a lot of black pepper. Now, we're going to mix that all together. And now, after doing all that stirring with some Cajun roux, with some Cajun napalm, I should say, now we need to when you're cooking anything with roux, you need to let this sit for about an hour, if not more. It'll cook out the roux, and it'll make your chicken stock thicker, which is what we want. So, I'm gonna hit the timer for 60 minutes, and we are gonna let this go for an hour. All right, guys, we're back. So it's been an hour that our gravy has been going, take a good look at it. It got thicker, definitely. Oh yeah. Yep, it's perfect. Okay, let me put you guys down because now we're ready for our next step. I should also tell you, I have the oven heated to 350 degrees. Okay, so our next step. This is Andouille Sausage. It is a Cajun style sausage. And we are going to put all this into here carefully. Good. We are also going to take our arborio rice, dump it in here, mix it up. We're also going to take our boneless chicken thighs, add them into our gravy. Push the chicken down in. Now I don't feel comfortable about oh, I just noticed. Sorry about that. But as I said, I just put in our sausage, I put in our rice, and I put in our chicken. Now I don't feel comfortable about covering this with a lid and then putting it in the oven. So instead, I am going to use heavy duty aluminum foil. Cover that up tightly. And we're going to set a timer for 30 minutes. And we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven. Cool. Okay. So that's going to go for 30 minutes. Now the goal is for the rice to absorb all of the gravy that's in there. All right, so we're going for 30 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. 30 minutes has expired in the oven, so I pulled it out. And I decided to treat it like the rice pilaf that I made. And I'm currently letting our jambalaya sit on top of the stovetop for 10 minutes to let it rest. There's currently 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on it, so take a look. There it is. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, I can start my one final step. Here is my butter, 3 tablespoons of butter, and here are my green onions. So we're going to take our green onion, hold it down like this, and just slice. Right there. Great amount of green onion right there. Or grunion as it's called. Okay, so I can put this away because I won't need the rest of that. Okay, so we currently have 3 minutes and 20 seconds until we can bring our jambalaya over here. I'll take a look at what it looks like. Then we'll add our butter and our green onions. Mix it all in. And then I will serve myself a portion. All right, guys, we are now 15 seconds away from our jambalaya being fully rested. Okay. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this was a process. But hopefully, it'll be worth it. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, in the name of the Trinity, see what we got. Ah, interesting. Not what I expected. Oh, there we are. There it is. Okay, just had to mix it up a little bit. Well, the rice definitely absorbed most of the gravy. Okay. Come over here, guys. Take a look. Take a look at what our jambalaya looks like so far. So I just had to mix it up a little bit. Okay, first, we add our butter. Ooh. Then add our green onion. Mix it all up. Wow. Not bad. Not bad looking at all. Okay. Let's see what happens if we serve ourselves these. Chicken. Get some good sausage up there. Wow. Wow. That's not bad. Not bad looking at all. Okay. I'll put it back onto the stove. Come here, guys. Take a look at our Cajun Jambalaya. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys, I'm going to take this over to my table and we're going to give it a shot there. All right, guys, the cooking is over and I have my bowl in front of me, so take one more look at our Cajun Jambalaya. All right, guys, it's time to give it a shot. Put you guys down. Wow. Ah. Then I get some sausage. I've got some rice here. Chicken is underneath. I'll give that a shot next. Cheers. Mmm. 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 Smoky. Mmm. It's a very, 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 very smoky flavor. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Not bad. Now let me see about this chicken that's underneath here. Remember, it's boneless and skinless. Mmm. It's also cooked all the way through, as I suspected it would have been. That is soft, tender. That's really good. Now I just want to try the rice by itself. Mmm. Oh, rice by itself, that's delicious. I definitely taste some chicken flavor in the rice. Wow. That is delicious. That is absolutely delicious. I love it. And the best part is, I got a lot more where that came from than on the stove. Alright guys, this was our viewer's choice video, Cajun Jambalaya. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Also be sure to leave a comment down below. Until next time, this is Jeremy saying, bon appetit.